Hey guys, this is a prediction video. And whenever I do a prediction video, I think about the great baseball player and wise philosopher Yogi Berra, who said, "It's tough to make predictions, especially about the future." And it is. But this is a prediction video about the debate tonight. And I'm filming this on the morning of June 27th. This evening, there's going to be the one and the only debate between Biden and Trump. This is very unusual for many reasons. One of the candidates is facing prison time. But beyond that, traditionally in America, we have three presidential debates, at least in my lifetime. And they start in September and they go through October, maybe one about the economy, one about foreign policy, and then maybe one overall. And then the vice president nominees, they debate. This year is totally different. This year, we're just getting one debate, and it's in June, and there's not going to be an audience like the typical debates. It's an audience, and the moderators are strictly going to control what people can say because they have a mute button. So if they don't like what someone's saying, like Trump, they're going to mute them. That hasn't happened before. There's reasons for this. The big reason is the Biden camp or the Democrats really want to see Biden, see how he does. If they have to make a change, they want to know early before the convention. They don't want to have the convention and then have him at a debate and he poops his pants and can't do it. And then they don't have time to make a change. So I think that's the major reason for this. Now, Biden doesn't know this. I don't even think they told Biden because Biden's not very aware. But this is really a test for Biden. And everyone's going to be turning in to see how well Biden does. Not so much on the facts or the policy issues, because I don't think this debate really means much concerning policy. And that's something that's happening. What we call debates are not debates anymore. They're really not. They're one-liner contests. A true debate, you talk about an issue, let's say immigration. And Trump and Biden, they would explain their policies and they would go back and forth with each other debating. Like, no, your policy doesn't work, Biden. You're bringing in all these people. And no, the border isn't fixed. You're just shipping these people in planes across the communities. And we have a right to our homeland. And all these people, they're illegal. They need to go through the proper way. The majority of Americans are against this. And then Biden can retort, well, but they really help America because of our economy. And most of them are not criminals. The ones that are is regrettable, but they actually do crimes less than native-born Americans. And we know what demographic that means. But that's a real debate. They can't do that because Biden can't do that, number one. He doesn't have the intellectual ability anymore to do that. And in general, politicians just don't do that. The debates more are about optics and they're about zingers, which I hate. And one or two are kind of funny where you do a zinger on the opponent. Now they have all these zingers pre-planned and they have their staff write on the zingers, to write the zingers down for them. So like Jon Stewart or some comedians, they're working with the Biden staff to say, okay, we need to have Biden to, have this little funny quick quip about Orange Hitler going to prison or something. And that's the whole goal of the debate. It's not about policy. The policy issues they will talk about are irrelevant because Biden has been told just to lie about everything because this regime is just based on lies. For example, he will say the economy is good and he will say that inflation is down, a lie. He will say crime is down, a lie. It's just they're not reporting the crime anymore. He'll say the most jobs ever, a lie. The only reason they're counting that as the most jobs ever is because the government threw all these people out of work because of COVID. Biden tried to keep them out of work, but the Supreme Court overruled him with the vaccine and they all came back to work due to Biden's objections, but they came back. And so he's taking credit for that. And then he's going to lie about how the border is secure when what he means secure is he's putting more resources to getting the illegals into our communities faster than ever. And so that's what he's going to say. That's Biden's policy discussions. And all Trump needs to do about the policy discussions, when you talk with someone like Biden that's just going to repeat this over and over, he can't debate. He doesn't have the mental ability to debate. Trump just needs to tell the voters or ask the voters, hey, what's your experience? Do you find that inflation has really down in the past 4 years? Do you find it much cheaper to live than you did 4 years ago? Do you find the economy better than 4 years ago? Do you really see crime getting better just based on your observations? Do you think this immigration stuff in your community is making your life better, more enriched? That's all he has to ask. So instead of debating the statistics that are fake by the Biden regime, Trump just needs to bring it back to the viewer and say, well, what's your experience? Because I'm saying these statistics that Biden is rattling off, they're lies by the regime. And I think that will be effective for Trump. But see, the goal of the debate, I decided to step back, and for both camps, what is the goal of the debate? One goal for Biden, or the Biden camp, and when I say Biden, it's the people around him that are crafting this, and they're working, trying to get him to say certain things. They're going to be pumping him full of Adderall, so he's going to be hyped up, and they don't want him to fall asleep or hopefully not wander off stage. So they're putting a certain message out, and their main message is not for undecided voters. It's, I think, mostly for their base, because they know that their base is not really excited about Joe Biden. I mean, how could you be excited about a senile 80-year-old man that just mumbles around? And in 4 years, there's a good chance he'll die in the next 4 years. Just statistically, he's old and he's going downhill quick. So they understand he's not a very exciting candidate. And they're not going to do multiple debates because Biden just can't do it physically. Biden is not going to really campaign because he can't do this. This is his one appearance. They wanted it to be so he could sit down. I guess Trump refused that. So this is his one chance. And what they want to make it about is not that Biden is good, because no one believes that. They just want to scare their base. I think their strategy with their Orange Hitler thing with Trump. Trump is Orange Hitler. He's going to put you all in camps and deport you. And I'm like, I wish. He won't, but I wish. But he's trying to do that to get their base all scared and to motivated to get out to the polls. Because I don't think they're going to switch many votes, but they don't want their base to just be demoralized and stay home. The second big thing is they want to show that Joe theoretically can go for another 4 years. And they realize the bar is set really low because of all what's happening in Joe. His mental capabilities have gone down. He's looking confused. He starts to wander off stage. Is he going to soil his pants? So the bar is low. So it's not a high. It's not high to get over, right? So all Joe really has to do is kind of stay by his podium. They're going to tell him, don't wander off, and just stay to the script we gave you and the phrases we gave you to say. And hopefully you go to the bathroom beforehand so you're okay. I think that's what they're setting the bar at for Joe. And their goal here is to see if he can convince at least the base that while he's not the best option in the world, he's better than Trump. And, him being senile, that's kind of overrated. He has a few moments, but he's okay. And so that's what they want to do. They want him to get through the debate seem somewhat okay. Otherwise, they'll have to make a change. So that's a big one, too, to show to the public, like, no, don't believe your lying eyes. Those were all deep fakes. He's actually, he's vibrant. That's one of the things they're going to try to do. And the third thing is they want to put out Biden, his regime, funny clips about Trump. So I'm sure they've already written some zingers that they've really coached Biden to say, and they hope he doesn't screw it up. And they've already have this plan to take that clip and then pass it around X or whatever, and they'll all just laugh hysterically. Oh, he just got Trump here. Oh, this is so great. So they already have that plan. So that's one of the goals. Okay, Trump and his campaign, his goal for the debate is, I think, number one, just to remind people of better times. Life was better 4 years ago. It was a much more affordable live in America. We weren't in a proxy war with Ukraine. The border was not wide open. There wasn't rampant crime like there is now. I think that's all Trump needs to do, is to remind people of those times 4 years ago. And then the second thing is he needs to counter the attacks by the Biden regime showing that, oh, Trump is Orange Hitler. Trump needs to act, and I hate this phrase, but he does need to act presidential, and he can still be funny and have quips and stuff, but he needs to act somewhat dignified and just state his case, because he's got a good case. Most of the people understand the economy is horrible, and Trump just needs to articulate what people see in their daily lives. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. And because Biden has a hard job trying to convince everyone, no, you're lying eyes. Everything is actually better under me. Don't believe what you see at the supermarket. No, prices are down. And all these immigrants are really great for us. Biden has to sell that message. All Trump has to do is, really, is that better? I'll leave it to you guys, the voters, to decide. So I think that's what Trump's goal is just to make him look less scary, remind people he's not this crazed man like the Biden campaign is going to try to do. All right, now the predictions. This is, I could be off, who knows? But I think what's going to happen is Biden is going to come off as aggressive and angry. I think they're going to have him hyped up on stimulants, and that's going to make him really agitated, because a lot of times when you're on stimulants, he's going to be louder than normal, and he's just going to have an angry look to him. Biden, I don't think he's going to wander off stage or poop his pants, and he's going to remember some of his lines, so that will be okay. But he's going to come off as really an angry old man. Except, I think they're going to tell him to smile when he's not speaking, because they think that looks good for the voters. So he'll have a stupid smile the whole time while Trump is speaking, and he'll be shaking his head. And then when it's his turn, he'll get angry and start spouting off these lines. I do think they're going to get off the Biden campaign. I mean, they'll have the zinger get off, and the shit libs, they'll get excited about the zinger, and they'll clip that little, whatever the zinger is, Orange Hitler going to jail, zinger. And then they'll just show that over and over, like how they totally got Trump with this zinger. Trump will be cut off frequently. The moderators, they're all Democrats. They're going to use the mute button frequently when Trump tries to object or to explain something. They're just going to be muting Trump throughout the time. Now, they won't Biden because they're on Biden's side. They may mute Biden. The only time they'll mute Biden is if Biden starts to ramble off and starts to talk about stuff that doesn't even make sense, that sometimes Biden does. Then they may mute him just to try to help to help Biden, so people can't hear that. The moderators, they'll be very hostile towards Trump, and they're going to give Biden the easy questions. They're going to do everything they can to help Biden. At the end of the debate, everyone will claim that their guy won. Republicans will say, oh, Trump had a great victory, and Biden people, oh, Biden had a great victory. So that's typical. And then also the GOP will complain that the moderators weren't fair. It's like, yeah, well, what do you expect? Asking CNN to do this. Now, according to like the goal achievement, I rated this from a 1 to a 5. 5 means is perfect, 1 horrible. Biden, his goal to energize the base that Trump is the Orange Hitler, I put that at a 3. I think he'll get some of that out there, but it'll be just mediocre. To show that Joe can last another 4 years, again, I give that a 3 because the bar is set so low. As long as he can somewhat say some things and he doesn't wander off, I think he'll do okay. Again, I think he's going to be loud and aggressive because of the stimulants, but I think they'll be able to package this that, oh, look at Joe's as strong as ever. And then they'll be able to get their little zinger clip that they have prepared that they're going to pass around social media. I think they have that all ready to go. Trump, his goal is to remind people of better times. I think he'll get a 5 out of this, out of 5 stars. I think he will be able to remind people of this. I think this will be very effective for Trump. And then the last point is tack presidential. I think he'll do good. Give him a 4 to 5. I think he'll have a few quips, but I don't, just based on the nature of the debate, is when Biden is talking, Trump a lot of times likes to have a lot of ad libs, and the moderators are going to mute him. So Trump ad libs are going to be muted quite a bit based on the nature of the debate. Now, what will be the outcome of this? I think Biden will remain the candidate. I don't expect them to change him out. Now, it could, if he totally fails this debate and goes crazy and wanders off stage, or just totally forgets everything, then the Democrats, they won't hesitate to replace him. They really could do that. And that's a possibility. I think there's like a 20% chance Biden just loses it in this debate and they have to replace him. But probably 80% he makes it through okay. Kind of angry old grandpa vibes, like The Simpsons, old man yelling at the clouds. Biden will have that vibe in this debate. And this is the only time they have to really put him out for public consumption. No more debates. He's not really going to campaign. They're going to hide him. This is Biden's one thing for this campaign year. Trump, I don't know. We still have July 11th. Where will they send him to prison? That he will definitely get jail time. The only question is, will he be able to stay out on appeal? We will see. They could throw Trump into prison in July, and then the Republicans have a really tough choice what to do when your candidate's in prison. So we got a lot of interesting stuff happening. I will try to stream this tonight. I know CNN, they're being dicks. They're trying to block all the streams, and they even are trying to block their clips because they really want to control the narrative with Biden. And if Biden screws up, they don't want clips of Biden screwing up getting out there. But I think Rumble's going to be free, and Elon Musk said X isn't going to censor. So I plan to stream on those platforms, and we'll analyze it. We won't be doing it on YouTube because of the censorship, but it should be interesting. So we'll see what happens tonight and see how close I am. Talk to you guys later.